Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So this turn has been a little bit of, it's taken a little while to get it ready, but I'm pretty happy with that. The reason being, there's been a lot of little changes I've had to make, there's been a lot of changes made, but essentially what we're going to be going for then is, there is every likelihood that the historical gamers carriers could be potentially operating in the south. We don't have an exact idea where he might be, but he's very likely going to be even in this area somewhere, or likely, I don't know, I don't think it's likely he'd be over here. And in fairness, I'm actually really considering bringing these submarines back over to Kopang, considering that they are operating out here, sure, but a lot of them really aren't suitable for this sort of activity. Like, these guys not so bad. Those guys not so bad, especially that guy with all that fuel there. They're not too bad, really. They can more or less manage it. But yeah, you need to start heading back immediately. I'm getting more fuel sent to Kopang as well. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be bringing a lot of these submarines back home. But for now, it gives us important intelligence. I'm getting stuck on that word there. But yeah, he very likely could be in this area. So what I'm trying to do now is essentially easy scramble here at this moment in time. Which is a little bit tough. But, yeah, you just gotta try and manage it, really. What I'm gonna do here, then, is try and pick up some aviation. Need more aviation in this area pretty desperately, to be honest. Right, pick up that koi, that'll do for now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, frankly, I need to get the actual support here. I do have a hell of a lot of assets moving down to this area that will be moving down. Honestly, it's been a turn I've been working on over the course of a few nights, really. There's going to be a few thousand tons, a good couple tens of thousands of tons of logistics moving down to this area. I'm trying to essentially find every engineer that I can who's not locked down and busy, so we can actually go ahead and get things going, really. It is going to take some time, but ideally, the best case thing here really is, well, I'm just hoping that we have our, essentially what we're going to be relying upon now is just the fear element, really. The idea that we're significantly more dangerous than we actually are in this area. This area isn't ready yet. It really is far from being ready. It could be used, it could be utilized, it would be potentially capable of giving battle by using the carrier aircraft over here. But this is the problem. I don't want to rely upon having the carrier aircraft. I want to make sure that we can actually look after this area without having to rely upon them, really. It is going to get to that point. I do have maybe about 100 key 43s. Let's talk about zeros, but I don't know against the zeros. I'm going to have around about 100 or so plus zero. Sorry, not zeros. I wish it was zeros. Around about 100 plus key 43s moving to the area. They're going to take some time to arrive in this area, but it is going to get there. What we'll do then is essentially we're going to have all these bases built up. We do have a decent amount of logistics, a decent amount of supply at certain bases, but there's a lot of bases I do need to build up, so I need to go ahead and actually get things moving around very, very quickly. I'm going to have these destroyers over here. I'm going to have two of the two heavy cruisers move back into the bar with air troops over there, just to make sure that we actually have enough troops just to, in case it does attack there. It would give me a little bit of extra assault value in the base there just to make sure we can hold it. But I'm going to have the rest of the destroyers move out over here. We're going to essentially take every little dot base in this area as quickly as possible, really. What I want to do here is essentially capture every single little dot base. We're going to begin to really build things up pretty damn quick. We're going to be moving things around here, moving engineers around here. We're going to need to do that ASAP. We do have a bombardment, which is going to be set to go in there. But they're going to retire. We do see the sub over here, which is moving northwest at this moment in time. The good news is we do have the E7 K2s over here. These guys are pretty awesome. They're running naval search right now, but I'm actually going to... Well, let's see, what are they good at? Their SW is pretty trash, actually. So, well, not too bad. Can I split this squadron? I can. Moonlight is at 0%, so there's not even really a point doing that sort of search then. Okay. Right now, I don't have a huge amount of detection there. Well, what I'm going to do then is actually have them split. And I'll take one group. They're not going to be very good at it, but that's fine. I'll just have them run reconnaissance over the top of Moresby then, just to try and give us some reconnaissance there about the actual base, try and build up the amount of detection level. And in fairness, considering that we will be coming in for a bombardment, it might possibly be during the night. So I'm gonna have things set up just in case that is going to be the case there. Oh, so I can't do that. Never mind. Never mind. That's fine. Right, there we go. So we'll have them built up. I do have the Key 48 lilies over here. They're going to be used shortly. They do have a range there. I'm going to reduce that down. I do want to try and prevent a build-up of damage on the aircraft. The aircraft aren't too bad really at all, actually. But we can afford to bring that fatigue down. They're not quite within range of the SW, but they'll be shortly, which is good news. We're not able to attack here as of yet. The reason being, supply isn't moving here. Obviously, supply is being consumed right now, but obviously supply isn't moving along the Kokoda Trail right now, and due to the fact that Buna has been built up. But Buna's going to have a lot more supply pushed in there shortly, which is going to be good. Like, there's more than enough supply over here at Lay. I just need to actually get the supply being transferred, really. The issue is you could fly it out there, but it's just not really that efficient. It's just not really worthwhile. I do have a couple of ships over here, so what I am going to do then is actually have them go ahead and just act as fast... oh, no, guess not. There's only you over here that could do a fast transport mission. Have you just do a tactical... Let's get a little bit of fuel there. Yeah, it's only freaking 70 tons. But it's still worthwhile moving in, so I need it over here. And then at least I can have you patrol around here. What I need to do then is right now, we have a number of aviation units over here, and I need to get these aviation units moving elsewhere. We've got quite a lot of engineers over here, which is nice, but I need to get these actual units moving elsewhere right now. So what we're going to do then is get units over here to Buna, but then I'm going to take these engineers and have these engineers like distributed along all of these different bases, essentially in these areas. And what we'll do then is we'll spread out the amount of aviation support. We're going to need a decent amount, at least 24 to really base a fighter squadron comfortably. I've also got mine layers headed down to this area as well, so I do really want to lay mines at certain bases just to make sure that they can be protected. But we need to get the construction units moving, we need to get things moving, we need to get the aircraft into the area. I mean, the good news is once we do have Pod Models be under our control, which isn't going to be too far away, we do have another bombardment with 2 heavy cruisers this time. I'm not going to go too heavy on the actual amount of bombardment, just because there is always that chance that things could go wrong. I really do not want to have things go wrong on us, really. I'm going to have you set there to actually operate during the night, just to act as a spotter in case we need it. So we'll have Pod Models be selected. They're not going to arrive during the night, but it is still worthwhile trying to build up that detection level if we can do so. He does have the port being repaired here, so another bombardment would be nice. And I could potentially attack there, but if we don't have a supply, then we're going to be doing pretty bad. We do have forces over here, so we're going to go ahead and capture this base over here. We're going to capture this base over here as well tomorrow. This is a base I really do want to build up as well. That could be quite a good base to build up, but trying to build these areas up over here, really. Essentially, what we're going to do is try to build this area up as quickly as possible and build this area up as quickly as possible. This area is actually not too bad. So we do have some large bases. We have a level 4. We have a level 4 over here. We just need to actually get the aircraft down here to make sure we can actually hold. I need to get the aviation support down here so we can actually hold. I do have 3 AVs moving from Japan. It's a bit of a shame because it's going to impact some of the actual pilot training, but we actually do need these engineers. We need the aviation support at the front. We'll be able to manage to a degree, but we need it. I was going to have them sent back as we can. I'm going to have this area changed as well. We're going to have this actual air division shifted over here. And we're going to bring in aviation support into these little bases over here and actually make sure this area can, in fact, support offensive operations, well, / defensive operations, which is going to be excellent. We are getting ready for the invasion of Java. Now, it's not going to be as many troops as I was frankly hoping for, but I don't mind. We're going to get things ready. We're going to get things going. The MKB is going to move into BLeAcHACiD over here for the time being. The reason being, I might as well actually have them in there rather than just moving around wasting fuel. So we'll have them move in there. And then at least we can actually have them not using fuel. Ideally remain relatively undetected. I'm going to rely upon the MKB's squadrons in this area. So I might even have MKB just remain in port over here at BLeAcHACiD when the fuel is. And we could potentially use their squadrons around here to support operations. That would allow for quite a lot there. We are going to be attacking at Singapore. Let's see. Let's double check these guys. Yeah, we're going to be attacking Singapore tomorrow. It should probably go okay. He's got a decent amount of AV, but we should start to crack. It's 2500 AV after all, so it should start to crack him sooner or later. The 14th Army is still moving out. I'm going to have the 14th Army moved elsewhere. Moving garrison into there. I'm going to be moving additional assets over here into Thailand as well to try and boost up the amount of aviation support that we have. We could use the Thai forces push over here in the near future. I mean, that position there could be secured, and securing that position would be superb, actually. The reason being that he has to cross the river over here, so it would be a shock attack. It's times 2 here, it's times 2 here, but I'd rather secure that position there, because right now he's only got 2 units over there. He's got 7 units over here, he's got quite a lot of men over there. Only 14 units over here at Rangoon itself. So we can get more assault value to this area. We're going to be able to free up a division over here shortly as well. It's going to take some time, but we'll be able to free up another division over here, which would be very nice. I've based the zeros of the Thailand KOS over here for the time being. The reason being, what I'm going to do then, I'm still waiting for the amount of zeros to increase over here, but that's not too bad. But what we're going to be doing then is very soon and very shortly, here's another way to put it, is we're going to be going ahead and actually doing night bomb strikes, well, night strikes against Rangoon. We're also going to be doing strikes during the daytime, so I need to have a decent amount of zeros. He does have a lot of aircraft over there, which will make things pretty difficult to manage, but if I can actually strike at night, and it probably would be worthwhile to strike at night to begin with, ideally as hard as we can, just to try and really cause them some problems. I mean, this is it. If we choose to go all in on a phase to begin with the first time, and that's going to cause possibly some good problems. But what we want to wait for then is to have the amount of moonlight. So if I could get 100% moonlight, that would definitely help our chances there. There's a lot of other things. There's frankly a lot of other things, really. We are getting things moving. I'm just trying to get all the assets to where they need to be, really. Who knows whether he would actually seek battle in the Coral Sea. He could potentially do things over there. And it would be difficult to repulse him, really. We'd have to really try... Well, we'd have to use the carrier aircraft. And I want to try and avoid that. This area really is relying upon bluster and bluff right now. But this is it. We're trying to reorganize things really very quickly. Trying to get things moving. I do have a bunch of submarines moving back to Japan to be repaired fully. And to become fully operational once again. And we'll be moving upon the Aleutian Islands in the near future, really. And there's a lot of things that we need to do right now. There's a lot of things that need to be repaired. A lot of things that need to have aviation support. A lot of bases that need to have aircraft. But we'll get on top of that. Onwards and upwards, really. Since we landed at Palembang, things have really started to tick... They started to tick up. We're really starting to accelerate now, which is good news. So we need to start moving fast. So I've set up a number of ASW squadrons over here. We do have the zeros over here of a Hosho squadron. They're currently running escort over Palembang at this moment in time. I do have a couple of zeros around here that I could potentially shift to the Dutch East Indies or potentially shift up to Thailand. The MKB is going to give us a lot to work with, really, in terms of numbers, so that's quite good. We've got the first Sentai over here. They're in escorts over here. I'm going to have them able to escort these guys. I've got them set to only 50% attacking. And let's make sure these guys are actually set to the correct altitude. What I'm going to do is divide that unit. I'd rather actually have some assets here. In fairness, what I could do is just send all the key 43s to do that, actually. Well, in fairness, let's see. Yeah, just run back cap. Actually, no, I might as well go back to that, really. At least if they're all doing something, that's not too bad. What I'll do then is have this guy sent with the actual... So don't run any cap, but run 12. Same to you. Don't run any cap, but run 12. And we should be alright there. Should be enough. He's not coming to us aggressively yet. We do have a large number of actual assets over here. Like, I went far too hard over here with the amount of assets. I don't regret, really, because they allowed us to take it. We need to get things moving back pretty quick. We do have 11,000 supply. I'm going to need more supply soon. So as far as it goes, I may have to turn off the oil repairs over here at Palembang. just to try and build up the amount of supply there. We're not really in a great position for it. It's not... Well, then again, the issue is it's going to quickly... Yeah, I'm not repairing the oil right now, and I think I'm going to have to stick with that for the time being, really. The reason being, I just can't afford it right now. We do have oil from these facilities over here, which we're going to go ahead and actually bring back to Japan shortly. So I can try and just rely upon the oil from there for the time being. It's a rough situation because we have moved into the area so slowly, and, well, this is it. It's all learning, but we've got to pay. We're going to pay for it, so we're just going to try and make the best of it. So I'm going to go ahead and call it about there, actually. There's a few things I've probably forgotten about to talk about, really. Well, things are getting there. It is actually going to be my birthday tomorrow, 18th of March. That's going to be fun. Ideally, things go well for us, really. Let's see. Let's try and, we need to really try and play up the bluster sort of thing. We need to be in a position where I can actually feel confident, and right now I don't feel confident at. We could give him a real big problem if he's not expecting it. If he's not, I don't know, if he doesn't know how to handle a situation like that, we could potentially cause him some tremendous casualties. But we've got to be in a good position ourselves. But there we go. Thank you for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. I shall see you in the future. Tana Heka Banzai. Thank you to those of you who are my loyal viewers. And do go ahead and check out the Historical Gamers channel as well. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.